All right, so now we're back on Wednesday's homework. And we're going to read the problem. And again, we're going to model this problem for you, or I'm going to model this problem for you. And then you will have this problem to do on your own. They're pretty similar, okay? So the first one says, a fish aquarium contained 40 gallons of water. Water was drained out of the aquarium at a rate of 4 gallons of water for every 3 hours. At this rate, how many hours did it take for all 40 gallons of water to drain out of the aquarium? Okay, well, I know that I'm comparing two things here, and I see the word rate. So I know that I'm going to set up my proportion. So I'm going to set up a tic-tac-toe, my ones chart. And this is words. Remember, this stands for my label, words. The original ratio or rate. And then new. The new should have, remember, the X, the missing piece that I'm trying to find. So my words here, the two things that I'm comparing is, I can see clearly right here on this sentence, I'm comparing 4 gallons of water to every 3 hours. So I'm going to label gallons over hours. This way I know I need to match my numbers to the actual label. So here it clearly states, it gives you the rate because it says the water drained out at a rate. So it gives you your rate right here. 4 gallons. So I need to make sure I put the 4 next to my gallons, drained out at a rate of 3 hours. So we need to put the 3 next to the hours. So this is the original ratio. We have 4 gallons draining out every 3 hours. But it wants to know how many hours it's going to take for the total. It says the fish aquarium contained the 40 gallons of water. And it wants to know how long it took for the 40 gallons to drain out. So I know that I'm going to put my 40 next to the gallons because the question's asking me not how long it took for 4 gallons to drain out, but how long it took for 40 gallons to drain out. And because it's asking the hours, see how my answers have hours as their label, this is going to be my X. This is going to be the missing piece that I am trying to find. So I can find this one of two ways. We talked about lots of ways that we could solve this. One of the ways we talked about in class was using a scale factor. So I could ask myself, how is it that I get from 4 to 40? So remember, scale factor, it means I'm going to ask myself, what is it that I'm multiplying by? So 4 times what gives me 40? And most of you already know the answer, 4 times 10. So if I multiplied 4 times 10 to get 40, I need to do the same thing to the 3. We can do 3 times 10, which is then 30. So I know the value of X is going to be 30 hours. And because I have everything labeled, I can see 30. It matches my label hours, and I would just put 30 hours as my answer. Also, you can use process of elimination. You kind of already look at these answer choices and see that 200 hours is way different from the rest, so it doesn't quite make sense. And then these two are pretty close, so you might want to check them. So I wouldn't necessarily eliminate those two. Okay. Also here, remember, you can bat and ball. If you were to bat and ball, you would just multiply the two terms diagonal from each other, so 3 times 40, and then your ball would be that you would divide by 4. You would still get 30 as your answer. So choose a method. You could either use a scale factor here, or you can use bat and ball. Just make sure that you're setting up your ones table to solve.